Morning YouTube, it is June the 24th, Monday, another bright sunny day out here at the ranch. And today I'm just going to cover a little bit of ground, or for this video I'm just going to cover a little bit of ground on welding up of these pony motors. I happen to know a guy there that can weld anything but the crack a day, but apparently he can also weld that. I'll just take you around and show you what he did. I got two extra pony blocks here, or starting motor blocks. This is a 4B666, or the double block. It's an earlier version, and as you can see, it's been welded up, not by me or anybody that I got to weld up, but it was frozen and broke and repaired at one time, and amazingly they welded a mild steel plate to the bottom of this, and it's by the look of it, it's been run successfully without any leaks. The good thing about this block is around the edges, it didn't come around into the deck of the block where the water jacket is on either side here, so that's a bonus on that one. The next block over here is a 5F9341, which is a later block. Interesting note, there is not any serial numbers on these engines. They just follow the serial number off the diesel. So you never know if these are original to the equipment or not, and by the looks of it, how often they got frozen and broke and so on and so forth. They're probably not very likely the original to your engine that you ever pulled them off of. But anyway, this particular block has been frozen, split, and repaired. This is the original weld here. At one time somebody had welded that, and then somehow or another they let it freeze up and split again. And that's the condition that I got this block in. It was already split wide open. But the guy I had to weld this, the welder I know over here, Dan's his name, but he managed to clean this original weld off, weld it back up, and he says it's just with the regular 7018 rod that he brought it up to this point here. But this had cracked so bad that it had opened up the water jacket here on this cylinder. So he gouged it out, these cracks, and then continued from where he left off with the welding rod, continued with brazing, and he brazed just this area of the block. Tiggs is going to come into the picture and explain the rest of it, apparently. Go on there, Tiggsy. But anyway, it's just been cleaned off. He pulled these studs out and then just filed with a regular file the brass down to the deck height. With a finger, it feels really good. On the other side, along the corner of the block, this was opened up again. It was the welding, it was repaired before, but the welding was split, so we cleaned it off, re-welded it, and it's in the shape of a Y, but it again does not come into the deck of the cylinder. So all in all, I'm happy with that. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to get this particular engine block put back together in the way that it's going to seal up the water jacket, and then I'm going to extract the pony off of the D2 down there that's all seized up and needs a lot of work, and I'm just going to put it in place just to try it out, see if it will hold water through the heads and so on and so forth. Keep in mind, these are not pressurized water jackets. They're just open atmospheric pressure, so there'll never be any heavy pressure on them to really pressure test them. So if they can hold static water, it's going to be good enough for me. The other piece that Dan had welded up for me is this intake manifold. It was Obviously not frozen and broken. It was impacted by the lateral frame that came down when the truss system broke overhead, and the front bar just came across and actually smashed this water pipe here at the top of the radiator. That's why it's a completely different color now. I had to replace that. So that's been repaired. But Dan, and there's Tiggs the cat. Yeah, you just got to get in there. Come on, move aside there, Tiggs. Also to note, on this weld for this particular cast, I forget exactly what he called it, a super cast rod or a whatever. It's just something, maybe that's his name for it, but it's actually a rod that's made for cast iron application. So anyway, he put that air horn back on there. Now we will bolt it back to the block of the Army Cat here. Got to keep in mind when bolting these multiple flanges together, they're high heat. So I'll have to loosen off the manifold bolts here on the pony motor manifold, and then bolt these up sequentially. So don't put any abnormal stresses on these flanges. Are not that strong. So we'll have to put it in there with a system. Probably bolt down this here end fairly tight. Bolt these up there so it all pulls everything together. And then tighten everything down in a sequence. So try not to break anything. Laying on the ground in the weeds here is the main spring for the Army Cat. And talking to my welder about leaf springs, he says he can weld it. And I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves. I think there's actually 5 or 6 that are broken. He says he can weld it. So we'll just see if that's going to be another crack of dawn experience. That'll be a wrap for this video there. We're going to get that spring ready to go, broke down, and I'm going to take it out to Dan there, and he says he can weld it. So we're going to do that, plus I'm going to get underneath the old tractor there and pull the oil pan off, and he can do that at the same time, and then that'll be all that suspension parts of that machine taken care of there. The repaired spring and a repaired oil pan. Just wanted to mention a couple of things here in an effort to get the channel to grow. It's grown a fair amount here in the last few months. Been a lot of work and a lot of fun doing it, and I really enjoy doing it. I'm working outside of this old stuff here, or motorcycling, or whatever I happen to get into through the course of the day. And so I reached a milestone on the YouTube where I'm going to try out the memberships and try a few things like that, setting up an account to do extra perks for members, etc., etc. So it's going to be a learning curve for me, and I'm going to be stumbling through that, because me and technology, it always takes me a few runs at it to get it done right, so it's workable. And so that's where we're at. I hope those of you that follow me along will consider taking out a membership, and you get different clips, etc., that's not going to be viewed on the public channel, like or if it is, it's going to be an advanced clip, so you get it ahead of time. And we're just going to try all that out. So that's all we got for now, and we'll catch up to you later. Thanks for watching.